Good morning, this is Graham Bibby here, coming to you from the sunny paradise island of Phuket in Thailand. I like to work here because it gets me away from the noise of the market and I can look at things very, very clearly. I just want to wish all the listeners a Happy New Year. I hope this is going to be a fun-filled new year. Lots of joy, happiness, good health, and through your connection with me, prosperity. I can tell you now I have a lot of very good undervalued stocks in my watch list for 2014, and I'm looking for this to be an even better year than 2013. What I would like to do with you today is just take you around the world in a weekly global roundup of what I'm seeing around the globe, especially as it is the start of 2014. I would also say this is a good time for any listeners to sit down and start to work out a financial plan. I'm mentioning this now because I see at my seminars across the globe that at least 90%, if not 99%, of all attendees do not have a financial plan, a financial track to run on. My new book, Master Your Mind, Master Your Money, has now arrived in Phuket and is going to be ready for distribution. Part of the proceeds is going to be going to help children who don't have food, water, shelter, education, as well as helping some of the elderly who are in old people's homes or in care and appear to have been abandoned. I don't think this is the way you should lead your twilight years. So anyone thinking of joining me, you'll be joining a worthwhile cause because we're going to help these people. Just on that note, my low risk conservative strategy, where I'm looking to buy superior earnings growth companies, that is companies that are very, very strong and their consensus earnings for the next 3 to 5 years is way above the market average, but their current price of the stock, their PE ratio is low in relation to that growth. We achieved 32.7% for 2013. In the first year of doing this new strategy, we achieved 27%. So we've got a notch up on that. That means for every 100,000 you invested, you would have made 32,700. Every million, 327,000. And just so you know, I am basically working on a no cost to you basis because I'm working purely on performance. I get paid for the money that you make. I don't make any money from buying and selling. You can open your account wherever you want, and then I direct buys and sells signals to you through my insider secrets, or you can invest in one of the newly set up funds under the Optimizer Equity Fund strategy. There's a normal vanilla flavor, which represents the strategy I've just told you, or there is a high octane leveraged version, which in the last 12 months would have returned over 80%. Anyway, on to what I want to talk to you about, which is a quick look at the world as we see it now. And we're going to start off with, let's start off with the Dow Jones. Last night was a bit of a sell-off in the markets, down 0.82. I mentioned before we've broken out of this sideways trading range. We went sideways really for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months, which can often happen, and then we broke out to the upside. So during this 5-month period of toing and froing, it's quite difficult to make progress, but most returns are made in short spaces of time, like this one from January to May. That's when most of the year's returns have been made, and then when we broke out, there's more returns to be made here. So this index is broken out. It's corrected back last night, so nothing too untoward there. The Nasdaq, which has been one of the stellar performers, been in a steady upward rising market, down 0.8. Nothing to worry about at the moment. I see there's a lot of optimism out there, so let's see. But for me, I'm buying undervalued stocks with superior growth, so we're not talking about the world as a whole. The Russell 2000 index which is the smaller companies type index. Again, you can see here on the right, it's rising to new highs, looks fine. And the world index is a bit of a different picture. This is the world gold index. This gold index has been moving lower and lower throughout the year. Last night it was up 1.66. Gold and silver must be the most hated metals at the moment, which is why I'm eyeing them with some interest. They don't apply to my insiders club where I'm buying these conservative undervalued stocks, but some of my other services we do look at things like gold and silver. So gold's doing that. Silver, is at a similar decline. People foolishly have been holding on to these things because people told them that inflation is coming. Well, it hasn't come yet. There's a time to buy. The trend is your friend, and when the trend is positive, then you would go in. You don't buy and hold with a four-letter word called hope. Hope's never going to get you anywhere, but last night, quite interesting, up 2.78. Certainly something that I'll be looking at for the future. Emerging markets in Latin America been hammered. In Asia, they've been trying to rise, been quite difficult, but better than Asia. If you'd invested in Asia ex-Japan in the last 12 months, you would have made no money. So if you'd invested in the world index, that's had a bit of a rise, somewhere in the region of 12%. So if you'd gone into a typical managed fund, you would have probably made 12%. And I actually returned 32.7%. And I have to tell you, I am very defensive. So when the issue came up and there was a potential for America to take action against Syria and the market started to downtrend, I actually raised about 35% cash because I'm all about protection in the downside. Then the markets reversed, we went back invested, and then as you might recall, the US government faced a shutdown, markets turned negative again, trends turned down. I went 50% cash. So even though twice I sold out on dips, so I was selling out at a disadvantaged point at that point in time, protection to me is key. The key in this game, which is the ultimate business, the business of money, is to limit the downside. So we did that twice, and I've still made 32.7%, which is 2.5 times what the world index has done. So I think most people will agree, they're fed up having their money rise and fall with the markets with no one protecting them. So if you elect to join my Insiders Club and you elect to get some information on it, be happy to discuss it with you, and I'd be happy to empower you. My book series is all about the Empowering You series. You are in control. You open the accounts. I direct buys and sell signals to you. You select which stocks you're going to buy or sell. Most people follow my recommendation because I do it on a model portfolio basis. I tell you how many stocks exactly to buy. I watch them every day for you, tell you when to sell them. And the result of that for the last 12 months, verified independently by a BNP valuation, is 32.7. Now, some people don't have the time to do that, the inclination to do that. I have set up 2 funds under my Optimizer brand, one following purely that system and one following that purely that system but leveraged. And if you want to avail yourself of that, please contact myself, CEO at richmondth.com, or Paul Cunny, my new personal assistant, whose email address you will see with this link. So this is Graham Bibby here saying I'm expecting good things for 2014. I have a whole heap of undervalued stocks in my stock list. I think the basket is full with about 200 stocks at the moment I'm watching at any one time. We're normally invested in anything from 15 to 25 of those stocks, depending on your portfolio size. So I really strongly advise you, if you want any advice on your existing portfolio, you can send that through. I'm happy to help you. I'm here to help you, because the more people I help, the more clients I will get, and a percentage of all my profits is going to help children in need and the elderly. This is a time for giving, for sharing, and what you give out, you get back. So this is Graham Bibby at the start of 2014 from a very sunny Phuket. Very beautiful on the beaches these days. 27 magnificent beaches on the coastline where our office is. I advise you to come sometime and see for yourself. Even come maybe have a coffee with me. Maybe stay at www.theresidenceresort.com, which is my 92 private pool villa resort. Until then, and until next week, this is Graham Bibby saying thank you for listening, and I look forward to empowering more and more of you as the year progresses. Thank you. Bye-bye.